Hello guys and welcome to another video. The Rocket is the newest electric unicycle from Extreme Bull. It is supposed to compete against the Nosfet Aero, one of the best wheels I've tested in the past year. Extreme Bull is a sister brand from Bigod. They mainly produce wheels that are made to compete against Lipperkim and now Nosfet electric unicycles. Is the Rocket worth it and should you get it? Stick around and I'll tell you if the Extreme Bull Rocket is a wheel that you should get. Before that, gentle reminder to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any new video. Also, a big shout out to Next Gen Mobility and Wheel Good Time for sending me this wheel and making this video possible. If you would like to get the Rocket or any other electric unicycle, there's a link in the description down below. Using my link really helps the channel as well. In advance, thank you very much. The Rocket is a 15-inch tire wheel. It is equipped with a hydraulic suspension, the same type that you can get on the Commander Pro. It is a 168 volts wheel, which means a lot of power for this small EUC. It is completed with a 2000 watt C40 motor. This will ensure to the wheel great torque and power. Battery-wise, we got Samsung 50S batteries with a capacity of 1500 watt-hours. The weight of this EUC is 70 pounds, 31 kilos. At the front, you got an adjustable headlight and 4 red LED lights. You can also find a front trolley handle. The sides of the wheel are flat. You can find there spiked pedals. These are the typical Extreme Bull pedals that you can find on many Extreme Bull wheels. The pedal's height is adjustable. You can make the pedals higher, but it's not possible to lower them. At the back, you got 4 LED lights. At the top, you got the typical Bigod speedometer display and a trolley handle. This trolley handle is the same one that you can find on the Commander Pro. On this unit, the trolley handle is made out of CNC, but for the batch 2 of this wheel, it's gonna be made in plastic.
Riding up my hair up, light and so sleek. Got the wind in my hair, no need for the street. Zooming past the traffic, everyone takes a glance. With a smile and a wave, I'm in my own dance. City lights glowing, nightlife's my claim. Every hour, every minute, I'm chasing my fame. Got my crew right beside me, living the dream. This is our world, we reign supreme.
In this review, I'm going to often compare the Rocket versus the Nosfet Aero because these two wheels want to compete in the same EUC category. As I said before, the Rocket is a 168 volts wheel equipped with a C40 motor, the same one that you can get on the Bigod EX30. These specs are absolutely insane for such a small wheel. On the Nosfet Aero, I was regularly beeping between 29 and 32 miles per hour. On the Rocket, I went up to 38 miles per hour wheel speed and I didn't hear any beeps at all. Can you imagine going that fast on such a small EUC? Last year, I would not believe it. The power of this wheel is really great. The Rocket can sustain 30 plus miles per hour, and that's a fact. This EUC is quite compact. It is definitely smaller than the Commander Mini, but bigger than a Nosfet Aero or Bigod Falcon. I appreciate the small size of the wheel, especially with the power it can deliver. The suspension of the Rocket is great. I didn't find any issues with it. It was performing as expected. Honestly, it's really nice. Design-wise, the Rocket, in my opinion, is an ugly wheel. There's no other way to say it. It really feels like they gathered parts from Bigod, slapped them together to create an EUC that is supposed to compete against the Nosfet Aero. It really feels this way. Same symptom like when they built the Commander GT Pro. I feel like it's really time for Extreme Bull to take a step back and start to think of the design of their product. The pedal's height of the Rocket is not great at all. It is adjustable, and at the lowest setting, they already sit too high. I'm really wondering if Bigod and Extreme Bull test their wheel at all. Why would anyone raise up the pedals on such a small wheel? At the lowest settings, the wheel doesn't sit well on your legs. I would have preferred to have lower pedals, like on the Aero, so that the wheel could sit higher on the legs. The Rocket is equipped with a street tire. This tire is really bad. It makes the wheel so unstable. I don't know, riding on this tire was so uncomfortable, like real uncomfortable. I would experience a lot of tram lining on this tire. And this at any speed, 5 miles per hour or 30 miles per hour. That didn't give me any confidence in full sending with this wheel. This tire makes it also very difficult to turn. Like, imagine on a small wheel not being able to turn. Like, turning on a small wheel is everything. And this tire makes it very difficult. The trolley on the Rocket doesn't make any sense. They took the Commander Pro's trolley and slapped it on the Rocket. Yeah, but the Commander Pro is taller. So if you slap this small trolley on a smaller wheel, what's gonna happen? Look at this. It's too short. So when you trolley your wheel, you're not gonna have a great posture. It's not ideal for your body. The Rocket is equipped with 8 LED lights, 4 at the front and 4 at the back. And of course the usual running gag with Bigot and Extreme Bull, it's not possible to turn them off. If you're planning to go inside any sort of building, restaurant, supermarket, elevator with your Rocket, I hope no one is gonna mind the Christmas tree effect of your wheel. Forget about going low profile, it's not gonna happen. When asking Extreme Bull about fixing this, their only advice is to disconnect the LED light from your wheel. What does it mean? It means that you have to unplug one by one the LED lights and let the cables hang like that. I don't get it. Is this a commuter Electric Unicycle supposed to compete against the best commuter EUC, also known as the NOSFET Aero, or is this an EUC geek wheel where it's okay to open your EUC and work on cables and do things there? I'm saying that because the most basic commuters absolutely don't want to work on their wheel. They just don't. So I'm really confused on what we're trying to do here. I discussed about the very high pedals of the Rocket, and I also discussed about the tire that is not great. I also mentioned the small trolley that is too short for me. These are all small details. The problem is that these small details are adding up, contributing in a very uncomfortable and unstable ride with the Rocket. I've never hit more than 38 miles per hour on this wheel, and it was on extremely flat ground. The Rocket is very powerful, but this instability prevents me from using this power. The wheel sits very high and would lean left and right randomly at higher speeds. I just can't have that. I just can't. And that's why I didn't push this wheel to its limits. Because the pedals sit high, you have less wheel estate to lean on your legs. As a result, as you're riding, most of the pressure is gonna be on your feet. After 1 week plus of riding this wheel every day, I started to have pain on my feet and ankles, and it would last for hours after riding. The short trolley would force me to have a bad back posture. If you have to trolley this wheel a long time, it's not gonna feel great.
Got my wheels spinning fast, taking over the block. With the winds in my hair, feel that rhythm and rock. Cruising down the boulevard, I'm the queen of the street. Arrows, my ride, concept to feet. Adrenaline pumping, yeah, I'm sharp like the dart. Every turn I take, igniting passion and art. From dusk till dawn, I shine with precision. Breaking all boundaries, fueled by ambition. This is a rolling production, dance to the beat. Arrows on the sea, can't feel my feet.
Alright, I've been a bit negative with the Rocket, but what is possible to fix these issues? First and foremost, I would swap the street tire with a knobby tire, on the spot. Knobby tires are way more stable on smaller wheels. This, in my opinion, would help a lot with the stability. I would also contact Owning or my seller and see if they can offer lower pedals hangers for the Rocket. I'm convinced that these two things combined would help a lot. I've discussed quite a bit on the Rocket and I gave you my opinion. So, who is this wheel for? It's very simple. This wheel would be for someone who would prioritize performance over anything else. It's a specs wheel. It's not a use case wheel. It's been designed to compete against the NOSFET Aero, and Extreme Bull tried to beat the wheel with specs only. In doing so, they forgot about the rest. Everything that makes a good micromobility device. For the future, I really hope that Extreme Bull goes back to the drawing board to think more about the design of their wheels. After the slam dunk that is the NOSFET Aero, where they took their time to design the wheel and make sure that everything makes sense, It's not enough anymore to just take big odd parts, slap them together like in a puzzle, and create a device. That's not enough. They have to do better than that. Overall, the Rocket is not a bad wheel. The specs are nice, the build quality is okay. It's just that the NOSFET Aero set the bar very high for smaller EUCs. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.